Trick 7. Now, for Trick 7, I'd like to welcome back a good friend of mine, Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand, would you say hello? Thank you, Mr. Hand. Now, Mr. Hand, I'd like you to shuffle this deck of cards for me. Thank you, Mr. Hand. Now, Mr. Hand, I'm going to do a quick run through of these cards, and I'd like you to pick any 3 cards at random. Thank you, Mr. Hand. Now, you have picked 3 cards. Now, I'd like you to show these 3 cards to the audience. And audience, I'd like you to memorize it. Now, I hope you have memorized those 3 cards. Now, I'm going to lay out 3 piles of cards. Now, as you can see, I've laid out 3 piles. Now, Mr. Hand, I'd like you to take your first card and place it on top of pile 1. Thank you. Now, I'd like you to cut a certain amount of cards from here and place it on top of this deck. Okay, thank you. Now I'd like you to take your second card and place it on top of pile 2. Now cut any amount of cards off this deck and place it on pile 2. Thank you. Now I'd like you to place your third card on pile 3. Thank you, Mr. Hand. Now, we'll collect the cards. And now, just take some cards and put it at the bottom, just to mix the cards up a bit. Now, I'd like to put the cards down, alternating from one face up card to one face down card. And I'd like you, the audience, to just make sure, as I go through these cards, that any of your 3 cards hasn't come up in this pile here. So, just look for any of your cards. Now, as you can see, I'm alternating between the piles, and you just have to look at this pile to make sure your card hasn't come up. Now, we've gone through the pile once. Have you seen your card? I didn't think so. So let's start again. Make sure you're looking closely. Now we've gone through the pile twice. And have you seen your card? Mr. Hand, have you seen your card? I didn't think so. So, we'll run through the cards once more. Keep a close eye out for your card. Now we've gone through it a 3rd time, and I don't think you've seen your card, so let's go through it once more. Now we have 3 cards left here, and we've gone through this whole pile. Mr. Hand, have you seen your card? I didn't think so. So, we'll move this pile aside, and we have 3 cards. Now, do you remember those 3 cards you had at the start, Mr. Hand? Now, I'd like you to reveal these 3 cards. And as I reveal it, those are the same 3 cards that Mr. Hand picked. Is that right, Mr. Hand? And that's trick 7.